Welcome to my YouTube channel, Frank Cine Views. Pushpa in Hindi has become a huge hit, in fact, massive hit. And this is not a joke. Why I'm saying this? All the factors were inclined towards its failure rather than success. And here I am going to discuss about the top 5 factors which were against the movie, or what we can tell is it was kind of an obstacle for the movie. And for those who are not aware, Pushpa has collected almost 100 crores on the seventh week, and it may end up at around 105 to 108 crores. And that is why I'm saying this is not a joke. Why? Because prior to Pushpa, only Bahubali Part 1 and Bahubali Part 2 could do such a massive business. In fact, Bahubali Part 1 did around 120 crores, and Bahubali Part 2 is just out of the world. It's like some 500 crores in Hindi. So that is why Pushpa collecting 100 crores is a big factor. So let's go into this video where I'm going to tell you about the 5 key factors which were the kind of an obstacle. And at the end, I'm going to also tell you, in spite of all this, how did it become such a big hit? Yes, not a single Hindi actor was there in that movie who could give you a face value for marketing and a theatre pull. Fahad Fazil is known in the south, but definitely not in the north. Even Bahubali 1 and Bahubali Part 2 did not have any indie artist for a face value, but it had SS Rajmouli, who by then had already made some name in Hindi markets, and it was presented by Karan Johar, so it definitely had a marketing value. That is why anybody planning to make a pan Indian movie would want to have some stars from the Hindi industry so that they could give the face value. But Pushpa did not have that. Local flavor. It was loaded in Pushpa. Why? Because this movie is happening between in a place that is between Chennai and Tirupati. So this had absolutely nothing to do with the North Indians. It was absolutely not relatable at all. And if you take the past history, you will know that a movie which is having heavy local flavor does not find any favor in the North circuits. Now coming to competition, we can say this is a mother of all competitions. Can you imagine Pushpa released one day after Spider Man No Way Home released, and 1 week later we have 83. Both these movies are the event movies for Indian market, one from Hollywood and one from Bollywood. And both had huge bookings and there was huge expectations in the market. Can you imagine a competition where a movie, Pushpa kind of a movie, which is a dubbed movie from the south, is getting sandwiched between two mega event movies, and that too in the Hindi market? Can you think it could have won this stampede? Definitely not. When I say the content is average, there will definitely be mixed views. But you still cannot deny the fact that this was not an universal subject. It is a simple story of a small time smuggler growing on to become or rise to a level of a syndicate of the same mafia. If you take even the drama, the emotional thread, or the action, everything was limited. It was not something that we have not seen it earlier. So that is why I feel this is not a subject which could have grown on to become such a big hit. So average content is also one of the limitation which Pushpa had. And the mother of all the obstacles is poor marketing. Even at the last moment, nobody was sure that Pushpa is going to release in theaters. They said it had some dubbing rights issues. Then they said even the censor is not completed, and the censor is not completed because of some editing pending in the Hindi version. All these factors ensured that Pushpa in Hindi markets had a very poor marketing. And we all know that to become a success in Hindi market, marketing very important. Even a best of Hindi movies promote their movies and market the movies in such a lavish manner to ensure success. Even in the pre-release event, Rajamouli himself had said that the marketing is lacking, and only marketing will kill this big content in Hindi market. Everywhere there were people inquiring about the release, and Pushpa exactly missed that. So poor marketing is one of the biggest obstacle the movie had to face. Actually, I have mentioned only the top key factors, but there are many factors which was working against the movies. But in spite of all these things, how did Pushpa, especially in Hindi version, become such a huge hit? 100 crores a dubbing movie collecting is not a joke, as I said earlier, and definitely this is the uphill task. But how did Pushpa achieve this? And for that, I have only two main reasons which you're going to see next. And what else could be the main reason for success? It is Allu Arjun, the icon star. Just look at how he has carried the movie on his shoulders. His character arc, his body languages, his moments, everything has ensured that this character, Pushpa character, is very relatable to a common man, and for the fact, any common man in India, and they have easily connected to that character. Just look at the uniqueness in the body language that Allu Arjun has presented in this movie, like lifting one shoulder up and walking style with that, his appearance, his colorful dresses, the signature step in Shrivali's song, the beard, all this uniqueness one by one has given such a unique character that everyone could relate to. And the second important factor is the mass elements. When I say mass elements, it's of course music and action. Look at the music. The songs were already a huge hit in YouTube, and when you go into the theater, you see that it is being picturized so colorfully, and with that sound effects, the BGM was just arresting you. You could not take a break, and nobody walked out for any songs. So music was a huge pull. And next, the action. Though action was not huge in numbers, but whatever action episode was there, that was choreographed excellently. Every mass people who are like this action, and even in the action, the BGM was thunderous. Like it used to give goosebumps to the audience. So these two mass elements become one of the biggest factor, and they also gave the excellent word of mouth. And you know the power of word of mouth, and once this go into the market, I think there can be no obstacle that can stop the big success of this movie. I strongly feel Allu Arjun, the icon star, and the mass elements were two key factors which spread the word of mouth, and that is why Pushpa becomes such a huge hit. If you feel there are more such reasons, you can mention that in the comments below, which may be discussed in our future videos. If you like this video, please like, share, and please subscribe to my channel. Keep waiting for my next video. Thank you.